first Infamous is one of my favorite games of this generation. Comic books and superheroes aren't really my thing, so I initially didn't go in expecting much. This turned around rather fast. I ended up beating the game 4 times and loved every second of the experience. With this in mind, I went into Infamous 2 with high hopes. And I'm happy to report that, in many ways, Infamous 2 is even stronger than its predecessor.
Yeah, I remember New Marais.
First, a warning for newcomers. There's an expectation in Infamous 2 that you are already familiar with the events of the first game. So if you're wondering, I definitely recommend playing the first game before you attempt the second. With that said, Infamous is about Cole McGrath, an ordinary person who is given superpowers by a mysterious device known as the Ray Sphere. At the start of Infamous 2, Cole gets his butt kicked by the Beast, the same dark force that was prophesized in the first game. Now Cole is searching for a way to become stronger, and the key lies in a brand new city called New Marais. Infamous 2 has an incredible, deep story that's driven by a strong cast of characters. Fans will definitely be pleased.
Wow, that's quite a fan base.
These people take you seriously, man.
The city of New Marais looks great. It's much more of a living, breathing locale than Empire City ever was. There's a nice diversity to the locations, and the city is very fun to explore with Cole's trademark acrobatics. The game looks great with fluid animation and a distinct art style, and while I certainly miss Cole's voice actor from the original Infamous, Infamous 2 nonetheless totes an impressive array of compelling voice acting.
The Beast is coming, and I will be ready.
Infamous 2 plays nearly identical to the original, and that's a good thing. Cole is agile and yet feels extremely powerful. Luckily, this game doesn't pull a God of War and depowers Cole at the beginning. You feel like a superhero from the onset, and will get ridiculously more powerful as you earn new abilities. You are also given new melee attacks thanks to a new weapon called the Amp. Fighting is still incredibly fun, although melee combat isn't as satisfying as it could be. Sometimes it will cause trouble with the camera. A sporadically wonky camera is actually my biggest problem with the game, although even that doesn't detract too much from the overall package. Just like the first game, you can play Infamous 2 as either a superhero or a supervillain. Key choices in the game will affect what powers you get or how the city treats you. You also have the option to randomly save citizens or terrorize them, depending on your preference. Having the power to affect the game's outcome with your choices is pretty awesome, especially since you'll have to play the game twice to see everything the game has to offer. One of the bigger additions to the series is the inclusion of user-generated content. Players can create their own special missions and share them online. Though I wasn't particularly blown away by the preloaded user content from Sucker Punch, I'm excited to see what people will come up with. The creation tools aren't exactly user-friendly, but they do offer a lot of options and flexibility. There's incredible potential here. Besides the user content, there's also hundreds of Blash Arts to find, audio diaries to uncover in the form of dead drops, and stunts to perform. In other words, this game has a ton of content to keep you busy.
What'd I miss?
Basically, Bertrand's been telling everyone that, you're the devil.
Oh.
Sucker Punch should be commended for what they accomplished here. The overall package is one of the PlayStation 3's best, and it's a must-play for fans of the first game. Despite some minor problems with the camera, this game has great action, an incredible story, and a crazy amount of replayability. There's a lot to keep you busy in Infamous 2, and action fans should pick themselves up a copy. For more on Infamous 2, head on over to IGN.com.